CDC on whether people who've been fully vaccinated against COVID should still wear masks in public. Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra hints it'll be advisable for a while longer. But in the meantime, he tells CBS this morning,
the message is clear. You're vaccinated, guess what? You get to return to a more normal lifestyle. If you're not vaccinated, you're still in danger. You're still in danger as well, so get vaccinated.
In some states, health officials are worried about vaccine hesitancy. In others, like Missouri, they're trying to make shots more available. Amy Yeager with the Madison County Health Department.
Bars, restaurants, beauty barbershops, hair salons.
As many as 5 million people haven't gone back for second doses of Moderna or Pfizer vaccines. There's a court hearing today in the case of a former Texas police officer who shot and killed a black man. CBS's Jim Krasula.
A Texas appeals court today will hear arguments on overturning the conviction of Amber Geiger. The white former Dallas police officer was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the 2018 shooting death of a black neighbor in his own apartment. The judges will have to consider whether the evidence was sufficient to prove that her shooting of Botham Jean was murder.
Geiger claims she mistook his apartment for her own and thought he was a burglar. Are worried about terrorism here at home. CBS's Nicole Skenga.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is launching an internal investigation to address the threat of domestic violent extremism within the Department of Homeland Security. Mayorkas called rooting out domestic violent extremism an urgent priority of the Biden-Harris administration in the wake of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol in a memo to staff obtained by CBS News.
When it comes to anti-Semitic assault, harassment, and vandalism, the Anti-Defamation League's Oren Siegel says
2020 remains the third highest year of anti-Semitic incidents that we've documented since 1979.
A new report from the ADL cites members of Jewish communities criticized when they refused COVID vaccinations and an increase in anti-Semitic Zoom bombing as work and schools moved online. Where in the world are you safest from COVID? CBS's Vicki Barker says there's a new number one. Move over, New Zealand. Singapore has just dethroned you as the world's best place to sit out the pandemic. It's number one in the latest Bloomberg COVID resilience rankings. Both countries now have near zero infection rates, but Bloomberg says Singapore's vaccination drive is moving far faster. S&P futures are up 2, Dow futures off 20. This is CBS.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
It's new, the newly enhanced XT2 series tractors from Cub Cadet. These lawn tractors have always set the standard for performance and comfort. Now get more strength, durability, and versatility with a strong Kawasaki engine delivering reliable power to tackle your yard, plus a 42-inch heavy-duty fabricated Aeroforce deck. Best-in-class cut with fewer clumps, finer clippings, and increased evenness. The tough torque hydrostatic transmission delivers no shifting. Just push the pedal and go. See the new Cub Cadet Enhanced XT2 Series tractors today at Roll Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, where customer service still exists. Open 7 days.
It's the sound of a good deal. That's music to your ears.
We are proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell. With one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, This is WSGW News. It's 52 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Dave Maurer. After reports of property damage and large crowds leading to the closure of Ojibwe Island to vehicular traffic earlier this month, the city has invested more than $22,000 in security updates. Advanced business communications will be similar to many others already used in municipal buildings and parking lots, as well as around the city in remote locations that have become hotspots for public dumping. Following the purchase approval, City Councilman and Buena Vista Police Chief Reggie Williams said in order for things to get better on the island, residents will need to report bad behavior when they see it instead of allowing it to destroy a great public space. Alongside the camera additions, the city will be receiving an upgrade to its security video storage server and software. Over the course of the past several weeks, social media has been buzzing with ways to save the sign on top of the former Kleinberger grain elevator and bean packing plant, and members of Saginaw's Board of Education made it a point to address the issue at this week's Saginaw City Council meeting. WSGW's Rick Antonio has more.
Superintendent Dr. Lamont Roberts and Board President Charles Coleman joined Council during a virtual session to tell that while the new school development plan is still full steam ahead, the Neon Bunny was never at risk, and that the board has been running ways to save the sign by everyone involved in the school design and construction process. Dr. Roberts added to Coleman's comments, saying that while the district has been making efforts to save the sign, they do need to stick to the plan voted on by Saginaw taxpayers and learning children all across the city. Following proposals for the new school, the Saginaw Historic Commission has ordered a study to be done on other options to save the sign and elevator building. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The Delta College Board of Trustees meets this afternoon to narrow the list of candidates to become the school's next president. The national search has been underway to find a replacement for President Jean Goodnow, who's led Delta for 16 years and announced in January that she plans to retire. At today's meeting, trustees will select a list of semifinalists for the position. Goodnow plans to leave in August. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Look, whether you're on a vacation or getting groceries, if you don't make a list, chances are you'll forget something. The same is true in retirement. If you want to make sure you haven't overlooked anything, Jason and Carl Kreiderman at Great Lakes Investment Advisors can help. They have a checklist to help you find out if you are on track for retirement. Take the checklist challenge. If you can check all the boxes on the list, you may be ready for retirement. If not, Great Lakes Investment Advisors can help you address any potential costly mistakes. For the complimentary checklist, visit GreatLakesOffers.com/list. See if you got it right. Take the checklist challenge today at Great Lakes Offers. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Incorporated, a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. State troopers from the Tri-City and Flint posted increased patrols in work zones this week in recognition of National Work Zone Awareness Week. WSGW News Director Ann Williams reports.
5 workers were killed in Michigan work zones during 2020, and there were about 3,900 last year, of which 14 were deadly. The U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration, reports most work zone crashes are caused by inattentive or distracted drivers. Speeding or driving too fast for conditions is the leading cause of fatal work zone crashes. Fines for speeding in work zones were doubled in 1997, and points were increased in 2002. Penalties for motorists who injure or kill anyone in a road construction work zone include fines of up to $7,500 and 15 years in prison. This week, state troopers will be more visible in work zones, looking for speeding and distracted drivers. They say the message is simple: slow down. Williams, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Police in Saginaw are investigating a shooting that took place last night. Saginaw County Central Dispatch reported the incident around 10:20 on the 900 block of North Mason. Currently, there's no information on any victims or possible suspects. The Isabella County Sheriff's Department has issued an arrest warrant for a suspect believed to be involved in a shooting Sunday in Union Township. The incident occurred around 12:50 a.m. at the Deerfield Village Apartments. Police say a fight broke out at a party at the apartment building, and the suspect went to get a gun from his vehicle.
20-year-old Jonathan Keller and 23-year-old Tyler Bunting were wounded in the by Central Michigan University students. Keller was taken to a Hurley Medical Center in Flint, where he is currently listed in serious condition. Bunting is in stable condition at a Midland hospital. The suspect won't be named until an arrest has been made and charges filed. While the
Good things going on the Nat Miller Show on WSJW.
So, what do you think? Nailed custom cabinet.
I fixed it. The countertop is perfect.
It makes the space.
I in love with my kitchen again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery showroom and design makes your dream spaces a reality with custom cabinetry and a variety of countertop options like Corian, granite, and quartz, offering both in-store and in-home personalized consultation. We're with you from inspiration to installation. Your dream space is just a phone call away. PremierKitchenandBathGallery.com.
By trading up a non-contact thermometer toward an Exergen temporal scanner purchased at any retailer. Fever is a leading symptom of...
I'll take another break around 22.
...has never been more critical in the other studies. No-touch thermometers miss more fevers than they detect. While the new COVID vaccines are becoming more widely available, it is important to make sure you are protected. Monitor for fever with an accurate thermometer backed by more than 80 published peer-reviewed clinical studies. Details at Exergen.com, where accuracy matters.
All right, can't say we're back, but we're fixed. Good morning to you. Thank you, Charlie, for starting out for us this morning. A little technical issue we had to fix, but we took care of it. I'm Art Lewis on this Tuesday morning from my home studio. Nice to have you with us. Later on, open phones. And on Focus, we'll look at the Bay City Lions Club. But for the first part of this hour, we're going to talk about the Great Lakes Bay
Restoration Plan. We're going to do that with someone from the National Audubon Society we've been trying to hook up with for quite some time and finally managed to pull it off. And we say good morning to Nathan Miller. Nathan, good morning to you.
Good morning, great to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you with us. So let's start with a bit of an overview about the Great Lakes Restoration Plan, what it's about and what it does.
Yeah, so just a few weeks ago, National Audubon Society released our vision plan, Restoring the Great Lakes for Birds and People. It's really our first ever extensive report that offers a blueprint of how to save birds and the habitats and land and waters that they need in the Great Lakes coastal region.
Up to the time this plan came out, I mean, how were we doing? Were we losing species of birds? Were we losing population?
It's really not hyperbole to say it's a bird emergency right now. Recent studies by groups like Audubon and Cornell Lab of Ornithology have showed that overall in the last 50 years, we've lost a quarter of our bird population. So one in four birds that were 50 years ago are no longer here. Bird populations continue to decline, especially migratory songbirds that travel long distances twice a year to migrate and depend on stopover, especially marsh birds, which is a folklore of ours, birds that depend on high quality wetlands, and especially aerial insectivores. We're seeing a big decline in birds that eat insects out of air, and that's likely linked to insect declines. In the Great Lakes region in particular, there's been great investment through the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative, which is a federally funded restoration program. And we are seeing some positive response in areas where lands are protected and restored, which is a great time.
How does that restoration initiative differ from your plan, from the Audubon Society?
We really dovetail nicely into the broader goals of the conservation community in the Great Lakes region, and that's what's so great about this region is it's really, land ethic and value of conservation and protection of wildlife and water is broadly shared across the political spectrum, right? So there's been large support for the last 10 years for federal funding, hundreds of millions of dollars that goes into cleanup of areas of concern that were contaminated in the past, and protection and restoration of lands. Our plan is very focused on birds, of course, as we're
Makes sense.
Well, birds, we often think birds are indicators, right? You think of the canary in the coal mine metaphor, of course. And if we protect our wildlife and clean up our water, the bird populations are doing well. They're an indicator that things are healthy for people as well. So there's great overlap with protecting birds and really protecting the region.
You come over to my house, you'll find out how healthy the population is. We've got bird feeders out and dozens and dozens of birds all the time. But we're not an indicator because we're feeding them and we've got the right environment for them, I guess. In losing bird population, are we talking about losing species or are we talking about losing population within species?
Yeah, that's a great question. So overall population of, and we haven't lost any species recently, and that's largely thanks to the Endangered Species Act. When species get their population really low, then there is a threshold of funding and other resources that the federal government can provide to the Endangered Species Act. So the Kirtland's warbler, which is home in Michigan, birders in Michigan, of course, the Kirtland's warbler, probably the most famous bird in Michigan. It is Endangered Species Act because its population is increasing, but it was down just to the hundreds of pairs of birds total, just in the state of Michigan. It's the only place in the world where they would breed. Now they're expanding out a little bit back into Wisconsin. Piping plover is another good example, but is down to just a handful of breeding pairs in the Great Lakes region, and now it's moving back up. We just got actually just yesterday news confirmed that a breeding pair in Chicago, which is now bred there or nested on the beach for 3 years in a row. Before that, we hadn't had pregnant years. So we haven't lost any
it's really a wise investment to keep these species off the Endangered Species Act so that we can keep common species common and we don't have to have this emergency response at the end of the day.
All right, Nathan, hang on. I'm going to take a quick break here. We're talking to Nathan Miller from the National Audubon Society about the Great Lakes Restoration Plan, and we will be back with him after these notes on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. I want to tell you about a great opportunity for holder. The Saginaw County Commission on Aging is holding free virtual Tai Chi classes every Monday and Wednesday via Zoom. Tai Chi is a very gentle stress and anxiety reducer. It helps increase flexibility and balance. So if you're interested in meeting new friends in a fun and friendly social environment and would like to give Tai Chi and all of its health benefits a try, give Saginaw County Commission on Aging a call to reserve your space. Classes will be virtual until social distancing requirements can be relaxed. If interested, call Carol at 989-790-32 for information. That's 790-3289. RSVP is required for Zoom login information for free virtual Tai Chi classes with the Saginaw County Commission on Aging.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use. They're gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose at Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. There's speculation that Amazon's big annual sale, Prime Day, could return this summer after the pandemic pushed it to fall last year. Amazon reports earnings on Thursday. Analysts at Benchmark say Prime Day remains a wild card with suggestions it could be in June or July this year. Up their homes in the pandemic, and that helped paint giant Sherwin-Williams to a jump in sales and stronger than expected earnings. Sherwin-Williams also has been opening new stores. Kohl's and Sephora are making big plans for their joint venture, featuring Sephora boutiques in Kohl's stores. Kohl's says more than 125 prestige beauty brands will debut in Sephora locations this fall. The Kohl's assortment will also be available online. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
It's a dangerous time in big cities like New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, and more. Now, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax TV exposing the truth in his series, Cities on Fire. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern and see his Cities on Fire special on Newsmax TV. Now on all major cable systems. Get Newsmax free on smart TVs, Roku, Pluto, Zoom. Download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching. Newsmax is real news for real people.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
That swing, did he go? Yes, he did. That's the end of the day. That's a strong finish for Spencer Turnbull. His fifth strikeout ends the sixth. But 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, talking to Nathan Miller from the National Audubon Society about the Great Lakes Restoration Plan. Let's talk for a minute about migratory birds and how they are impacted with all of this.
Yeah, so we have about 350 species of birds that at some point in their life bloom, and the majority of those birds are what we call migratory. And they spend, for the most part, they spend their summers up with us in this region and further north into the boreal forests. They spend their winter wisely in warmer locations in the Caribbean, Central America, and South America. And you can imagine for birds that are small, that's quite a journey in the spring and the fall. So right now, we're seeing birds come back in. And some birds, of course, you see year-round, robins, owls, blue jays, they'll be here in the winter, but the majority of our birds are just now coming back in the town, and that's the most difficult part of their life cycle. 80% of adult mortality in birds happens during migration, and that's because it's a thin area of margin and getting enough food and shelter to continue to have the energy to continue to migrate.
What's
yeah, go ahead.
No, that's right. Finish up. You were saying something.
Well, I was going to say that in our region, because of pretty intense agriculture in the Midwest, and then the lakes themselves, which the birds have to fly over, there's even less room for air. So the small pockets of habitat, even in the backyard when you're city park, can be really critical for what we call stopover habitat.
What's the, I don't know if there is such a thing or not, what's the average life expectancy of a typical bird?
It really ranges. There's a Eurasian albatross. I believe it's in its 50s, or maybe in its 40s. Most birds usually live 8 to 15 years or so. And in good conditions, when they're not under threat, it can be longer. But it's really pretty perilous life for birds out there.
And it depends on the species, I would imagine. I mean, we all heard the stories about parrots and things like that outlive their owners for sure.
Parrots and some seabirds can live, yes, into their 70s and 80s.
Wow. So how does the plan function? What are we physically doing to try and increase the habitat for these birds?
Yeah, so we focused in on 14 focal species that are marsh birds that depend on these wetlands, and did spatial modeling to identify the most important regions. And we identified 12 priority coastal regions, including 3 in Michigan, including Saginaw Bay as one of those. And in those areas, we really need to protect, make sure we're not losing any of that habitat, and then enhance it, increase it. So many of our wetlands now are degraded, altered hydrologically, or are suffering from contamination, or invasive species. Some invasive plants can completely dominate a wetland, and all of a sudden it's no longer inhabitable. It becomes inhabitable for birds. So really, removing invasive plants, establishing more natural hydrology, which is critical for high-quality wetlands, and getting native plants back in to get a diverse mosaic of plants that the birds depend on.
Do you have the cooperation of state agencies when you go in and want to do these things?
Absolutely. Michigan is doing a lot of great work to protect and restore these areas. We're in partnership with them at a state wildlife area called Woodlawn Bay, which is on the north side of the Saginaw Bay. It's one of the strongholds for black tern. Black tern is probably the species that's declined the most over the last 50 years. Up to 80% of its population is declined. So we're partnering with state wildlife area to monitor, see how those birds are doing, what threats they face at strongholds like Woodlawn Bay, ensure the maximum breeding success with that. It's kind of simple math as a conservation biologist. You got to breeding, they got to produce at least 2 chicks that survive for adulthood and breed themselves, and we'll have a sustainable population. So, the breeding success is a really important opportunity, and those marshes are where that happens. But yes, the state of Michigan, the tribes in Michigan are doing really great work to protect and enhance their wildlife, as well as the federal agencies.
So long range, I mean, what's the long range plan? Say, 5, 10 years down the road, what do you want to see?
10-year goals that are focused on 300,000 acres of the most important habitat in coastal areas. And we'd like to, not just Audubon, but through our partners, like the agencies, as well as groups like Ducks Unlimited and the Nature Conservancy are taking on this work. We'd like to see 120,000 acres protected and enhanced to high-quality wetland in coastal areas. And if we do that, we can sustain the population of many of these birds that are declining.
Well, Nathan, I want to thank you for spending a little time with us this morning. Is there a website people can go to find out more about it?
Yes, greatlakes.audubon.org.
greatlakes.audubon.org. All right, Nathan Miller, thank you much for being with us today. We appreciate it.
I really enjoyed it, Art. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling. We'll talk to you down the road. Bye-bye now. All right. Nathan Miller from the National Audubon Society on the Great Lakes Restoration Plan. With that, we move into open phones. And our number is Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111. In the state of Michigan, 866-790-WSGW. Outside the state, 989-752-6111. And I want to spend a little time talking about something very localized in Saginaw, but a regional landmark, if you will. You've heard the news stories this morning about the Bean Buddy. For those of you that have been around here for a long time, you remember the Bean Buddy, the neon bunny up on top of the grain elevator as you cross the river in downtown Saginaw. The bean lit up for years and jumped for years, and then ran into lighting problems and power problems and became very expensive, and one thing led to another, and now the Bean Bunny is dark, not lit. And now the Bean Bunny faces probably its biggest challenge in its life. That is to save it, move it, put it somewhere we can all enjoy it. It is an iconic image of this area. It's one of the first things I saw when I came here in 1974. And it became a symbol of, oh, look, I'm home. There's the Bean Bunny. There have been fundraising efforts over the years. There was money put away for LED lighting, but unable to do that because the current owner of the elevator that it sits on top of didn't want the liability and a number of other issues. Now, that elevator, there is a contract with the Saginaw School District to buy it because it is part of their reconstruction program of the district. It's going to be an area where there will be sporting facilities. And the plan, as I understood it, was to take the elevator down. But according to the Saginaw Board of Education, there was never a question about the need to save the bunny. So the question then becomes, where do we put the bunny? And I know I mentioned that before I went on the show at 9 o'clock this morning. Dave Maurer shot me a text, and he thought that the top of the Chamber building, where the Chamber of Commerce is, was at one time the old Rick's building. At one time, General Motors was in there. I mean, all kinds of people have been in there. Now it is the home to the Chamber of Commerce, the Convention and Visitors Bureau, offices. There's quite a number of things in that building. And it's very visible from the highway, of course, as you're driving west on I-675. As you cross the river, it's very visible. It's quite a visible spot. It will be on the north side of the highway instead of the south side of the highway. But it's it's one of those iconic images we don't want to lose. The question is, where do we put it? They would relight it with LEDs so it wouldn't take the maintenance that it did before. Be interesting to see what happens. All right, we're going to take a break and then come back up to our phones. Chris, hang on. We'll get to you first. When you choose Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan for your Medicare coverage, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. When you need access to care, Blue Cross provides you with more options that work for every lifestyle. Schedule appointments for checkups and routine care at a time that's convenient for you. And if you'd like to stay close to home, give the Blue Cross 24/7 nurse line a call or schedule a virtual doctor visit. Whenever you need assistance, Blue Cross will connect you with the information and the help you need. With a Blue Cross Medicare plan, you'll never have to go without your medication. Their easy-to-use prescription drug plans allow you to refill and pick up your medications from your local pharmacy or have them delivered by mail. Get access to the care you need as soon as you need it with Blue Cross, the company that more than 500,000 people in Michigan trust with their Medicare coverage. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. See what other members are saying at bcbsm.com/seniorcare. We'll be back after these notes.
School is in session at Spartan Pools. Join us for Pool School at Spartan Pools on May 6th at noon and 6 p.m. or catch our Facebook Live at 3 p.m. Taught by professionals from BioGuard and Spartan Pools. If you're a seasoned pool owner, a new pool owner, or if you're even thinking of owning a pool or spa, then Pool School is for you. Plus, all Spartan Pool graduates receive 15% off BioGuard pool chemicals. BioGuard. Guarding more than your pool. Join Spartan Pools May 6th at noon and 6 p.m. Sign up for Pool School at SpartanPools.com. Limited seating available.
This is Rachel from the S Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. As we welcome spring, we also welcome new businesses. Mini Donut Delight Factory, Busy Prince, Teal Soul, and Craven Cookies are just a few of our newest and upcoming businesses. Of course, we still have your favorites, like Making Bacon, Divine Taste of Chicago, Falafel Hut, Honey's Tasty Potatoes, and Saigon Sandwich. Need a gift? Shop Purple Sage Food Store, The Little Yard Shop, True Millennium Gear, or Doggy Bites Bakery, because even your pets need treats. Join us inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Wednesday through Saturday, 6 p.m. Need a rental space? Check out the Marketplace. Over 70 small businesses under one roof. Remember to shop local, eat local, and support small business. And we'll see you at the market.
It's been a challenging year, and consumers' energy knows asking for help can be hard, but finding it doesn't have to be. If you need help with your energy and other bills, call 211 or visit mi211.org for access to the help you need.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions, equal housing lender license in all 50 states and Midwest Consumer Access.org, number 33.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. In the prospect of divorce, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. And Chris is in Midland. Chris, good morning to you.
Hi, Art. How copy?
We hear you fine.
Are you there?
Yep. Are you there?
I'm in my black hole of Midland here. I would agree that the tallest location that could support the bunny is obviously the best. for visibility. I just have one suggestion, but it's very low profile. There is a property on Court Street between Hamilton, where the business owner has saved iconic business signs.
Right.
And he's got some of them on the building, and he's got some in the back of the building in a parking area. And I do have no idea if that individual might be, supportive of this effort. But that's the only suggestion I have.
Here's my thought on that. I'm very familiar with that site. I would put it there if I could not find an elevated place anywhere else. Mainly because the sign was so iconic, it needs to be visible. And so, a high point, a high building, someplace quite visible from the highway is preferred. But if all else fails, you bet, put it on a pole in that parking lot, absolutely. All right. Well, good enough. Thanks. Thanks, Chris. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Errol was in Saginaw, and I think he even had a suggestion last week. Errol, good morning.
Well, I've had him for the last 30 years. I need to put it. In fact, I got off the phone with a close friend of mine, and but I'm not giving his name out. I can only think of two locations that Bunny belongs. It's either the Bell Building on Washington and James or Second National Bank. The two highest buildings in the Saginaw area. Now, no one has any concept of how big that monster is up there, Bunny is up there. But I have, because when I was in the training office, we took the elevator and went up there and looked at it. Maybe it's a monster, but that's the only two structures that's tall enough in the Saginaw area that would be probably visible from I-75, let alone Holland and those places.
I had another idea too. Well, on the highway side, and then again, this is not quite as high as you're talking about, but on the highway side of the Dow Event Center.
Yes, that would work too. But I'm just thinking about people going by and saying, hey, what's the one thing that is? I think it would be great for businesses. And I know we can raise money to put that up. And probably everyone would like to see that from the road again. But that's kind of, if we took the weather ball down in front, they'd be looking, where the hell the weather ball go?
Yeah, it's iconic. You're right.
Yeah. It makes Saginaw as a location. I think I seen on the national news one time when it was lit. I'm a firm believer that there's enough interest in moving that thing and have it lit. And I like the idea of the neon lights. It should be a lot cheaper, but I think it might have for the people up on the building or stuff and also down. I think it would belong to the downtown area. It would be an attractive addition to that area. And I've always hated committees, but I understand why they need them for projects like that.
Well, there's been a committee for a long time to save it, and they've raised money for the LED lights.
I would choose to get mad because I hated staff meetings because they never get anything done. But that's why I think it's gone. I'm sticking to it.
All right, thanks. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, toll-free 866-790-WSGW. Yeah, my understanding was that there is a fund that was established to relight it with LEDs. But the owner of the elevator said no, they didn't have the liability of people going up and doing it and having it up there. So I'm assuming, and that's a bad word, but I'm assuming that fund still exists, so it could be used to aid in the restoration and relocation of the bunny. So where should it be located? How about we build a tower for it the same way you build a pole for outdoor billboard advertising? You find a location and put up a pole and have the bunny on the pole. all by itself. And under it may be a sign that says, "Welcome to Saginaw." Lots of ideas, lots of ways to do it. The question is which one is the right one and who can afford it. Now, another movement is underway by the Historic Commission. They want to save the elevator itself and keep the money on the elevator, because they say it's a historic property. It was the largest beam elevator of its kind in the world, and there are reasons to historically maintain it. I guess I don't know what kind of shape the building is in and what it would take to restore it and make it totally safe. But there was another idea. Now the school system has to worry about their plans and where they're putting their athletic field and parking and all of those things. Is there a workaround? Don't know, but it's being looked at. Let's take a pause, and then we'll be back with more on the Art Lewis Show. I want to talk to you about my friends at Phelan, the Phelan Auto Group in Bay City. And particularly I want to talk about Audi and Volkswagen today, part of the Audi, Volkswagen, Mazda, Subaru dealership. They have both put out a line of electric vehicles, and as you've been listening to me tell you, I've been driving some of them. I had an Audi e-tron, which is their electronic, all-electric vehicle. I had the Sportback version and had it for 4 days and just enjoyed the heck out of it. Of course, it's a luxury car. So the Audi that I had, the Sportback, is almost equivalent to the Audi 8 Series, except it's all electric, the e-tron. And comfortable, has all the bells, whistles, and all of those good things on it. And then I went from that to the Volkswagen ID4 electric SUV. This is what I call the practical EV, the practical electronic vehicle. It's stylish. It's completely its own style. It's not, a hybrid body off some other car and just put electrics in it. It's all new, totally styled for itself. And it's just a great vehicle to drive. One of the things they both do very well is regeneration. When you take your foot off the accelerator, they regenerate electricity to the battery, which extends your range. And, the e-tron I had for 4 days, I put 150 miles on it and still had 100 and some odd miles left when I took it back to the dealership. Same thing with the Volkswagen ID4. So, I mean, they're worth looking at. They really are. You can drive the future today. Test drive the Volkswagen ID4 or one of the Audis at Phelan, Audi, Volkswagen, Mazda, Subaru in Bay City. Talk to a Phelan representative to learn about very tax credits and incentives on the ID4. You can do that with one of their representatives, very knowledgeable. Visit Phelan, Volkswagen, Audi, Mazda, Subaru today. North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Find them online at thinkphelan.com. We'll be back with more after these notes.
Find your style with Patriot Lighting. Come check out Menard's great selection of outdoor lighting and brighten your home today. The Santa Fe Outdoor Wall Light gives a classic look, while the Temple Outdoor Wall Light adds timeless elegance. Find your style and save 11% on all outdoor Patriot Lighting. Get 11% off everything now at Menard. Savings on a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Save big money at Menards.
I have two dogs, Sam and Bailey. Both are golden retrievers. Poor Sam, he was a mess. Always itching. His paws were soaking wet all day from just constant licking. He had bald spots on his back. I just don't like putting shots and steroids into your dog all the time. DINOVITE.com. Dynavite is nutrition. Probably 2 weeks after he started Dynavite, I started seeing great improvements, and today 99% of his issues are non-existent. It's amazing stuff. Since Bailey has been 12 weeks old, he's been a Dynavite dog, and he has 0 issues today. He won't eat his food without Dynavite. When I get out the Dynavite, my dog actually salivates, like I'm getting them the treat. They drool over it. Dynavite is the best thing you can do for your
How happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynavite from DINOVITE.com. VITE.com.
Right. Is that a Q2 or Q3?
Dwayne's CPA went MIA. To keep his books and his sanity, he needs to find a replacement ASAP.
John, have you ever heard of a fungible group?
Indeed can help him hire the people he needs.
Oh, indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you'll immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Your home for the Tigers is WSGW. It was driven from the ground. Base hit into right center field. Beautiful. Going around second, and he's going to be waved around third. Not so home. Akil Badu into second. RBI double, 3-1 Tigers. Tigers baseball. Brought to you in part by
Ed Raymond & Sons in downtown Chesaning.
your local auto owners agents in Mayan Agency.
And Buck Insurance Agency.
Detroit Tigers baseball is on 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you here on WSGW. And a buddy of mine suggested that maybe we should get Dow involved and put it on the side of the Dow Event Center, or on the Dow Event Center. As I mentioned earlier, of course, Dow doesn't own that building. The Saginaw County owns the Dow Event Center. So consequently, it would be a county function to put it on the building, but it would be a location. So we've heard about the AT&T building, Second National Bank, the Citizens, now what, Huntington Bank building, which is a question as to what's going to happen with that. On top of the Chamber building, it's on the other side of the highway, and on the side of the Event Center. Those are some suggestions as to where the money may be placed. All of them revolve around one thing, and that is that you can see it from I-675. Because that was the key. I mean, you know, where it was located on the Bean elevator was just an ideal location for it. Now, the question is, can they save the Bean elevator? Is there a workaround? Is there a way for the school district to build their athletic complex, rearrange parking maybe, and keep the elevator? But then the question becomes, and this is an important question, whose responsibility does the elevator become? And these are all considerations. You know, it's very easy to say, oh, just put it on the elevator and then save the elevator. Let's all save the elevator. Well, that's fine. And maybe there are legitimate historic reasons to do that. But who is going to pay for it? Who's going to pay for the maintenance, the upkeep on that elevator, let alone the Bean Money sign on top? So those are pretty important questions. I suspect, and this is just a guess on my part, I suspect that eventually we are going to lose the elevator. And the question then becomes, where do we put the sign? So, it's a number of things to think about. Where do we put the money sign, the welcoming sign to Saginaw? And how is it maintained? Well, I think the question of how the sign is maintained really has already been answered, because there is a group of people who already raised money for the sign. They know what they're doing. If they put LEDs on it, it won't take a lot of maintenance. So I think the sign itself won't be too much of a problem in terms of maintenance. If you keep the building, that's a whole other story. Now it's a horse of a different color. Buildings require maintenance, particularly old ones like that elevator that have been around a long, long time. And who's going to pay for that? Because I can guarantee it won't come out of government coffers. I don't think the school board wants the liability of having that elevator. So it would have to go into some kind of a private trust or private nonprofit. We would have to then raise the money to maintain the building itself. An interesting topic, though. I think that a community helps itself by maintaining some of its iconic images and properties and things. It's not a bad thing. But money always comes into play, doesn't it? Absolutely. All right, I think what we're going to do now is take our last break for this hour, then we'll head to the top for the news and come back with open phones in the next hour. We'll be back after these notes.
Oh, wow. I love what you've done to your kitchen. Thanks. We did new countertops and a new sink and faucet. Oh, it looks great. Did you do all the work yourself? Oh, no. We worked with the remodeling department at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. They helped us select the right choice for us from their wide selection of countertop material, and we love it. We shopped around, too. Reamer had the best selection and the best pricing. So, what's your next project? Well, since we love our new kitchen, we plan to do the bathroom next. Oh, wow. This time, we'll go straight to Reamer. You should see all the new things they have for the bathroom.
Visit the showroom at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to see countertop displays of Cambria quartz and Corian. Of Corian, stainless steel, quartz, swanstone, and cast iron, plus a large display of kitchen faucets from several manufacturers. One is perfect for your lifestyle and budget. Shop local. Shop Reamer. Go to ReamerPlumbing.com. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Panera favorites are hot and ready to serve for dinner. Taste our creamy mac and cheese served in a crispy bread bowl. Or the classic bacon turkey brown roll featuring our signature sauce. How about our newly mouth-watering chipotle chicken and bacon flatbread pizza? These and other favorites are waiting for you. Order dinner tonight for delivery or pickup. Only at Panera. Availability in
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with the booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Liberty, 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 liberty.
All right, that'll do it for this hour. We had a caller with another suggestion for the Bunny sign. They suggested putting it atop the Children's Museum. Kids would love it. Might call attention to the museum. Yeah. Have to get it up a little high. Probably have to put it on some kind of a tower on top of the building. But, yeah, it'd be a decent place for it. Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it for this hour. We're going to take a break here at the top of the hour for CBS News, the national and the international news, and then, of course, Ed Williams will have the local report for you, bringing you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region and the state of Michigan. And then we'll be back with an open line hour. Next hour, whatever you want to talk about, join us then. Stick around.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Is it time for people who've been fully vaccinated to unmask? The CDC is expected to issue updated guidelines today. Dr. Anthony Fauci's take.
The risk of infection outside is really minimum. If you're vaccinated and you're outside, it's even less.
The CDC says about 8% of people who've gotten one Pfizer or Moderna shot haven't gone back for the second one. Among them, Danielle Lee, who spoke to CBS's Adriana Diaz from Southern California.
She's frustrated after learning she may need a booster and annual shot and is still worried about side effects.
Danielle, are you more afraid of bad reactions to the second dose or possibly getting COVID?
To be honest, I'm more worried about bad reactions to the second dose.
A nurse at Houston Methodist Hospital says she won't get vaccinated at all, even though she faces termination if she doesn't roll up a sleeve by June 7th. Jennifer Bridges says she's still not sure shots are safe.
I think our rights as human beings is more important than keeping that job.
President Biden is expected to sign an executive order today requiring government contractors to pay their employees a minimum wage they can live on. House correspondent Stephen Portnoy.
White House accounting of how many employees of federal contractors make less than $15 an hour, but aides say the move will boost the wages of hundreds of thousands of people, mainly cafeteria staff, cleaning crews, and maintenance workers. This executive order, in keeping with a promise the president made when he first took office, will boost the current minimum wage for contractors from $10.95 to $15 an hour and index it to inflation going forward.
The 2020 census count shows the U.S. population is shrinking to levels unseen since the 1930s. The changing numbers mean some states will have less representation in Congress, others will have more. Correspondent Ed O'Keefe.
Attention shifts to how congressional districts ahead of next year's midterm elections. More data expected to come later this year that will help state officials do that. Republicans have a huge advantage in this regard. Observers note that they're set to control congressional redistricting in 18 states compared to the Democrats' 7.
California and New York will each lose a representative. Florida gains 1, Texas gains 2. Home prices in the U.S. have shot up by the fastest pace in almost 7 years, thanks to tight supply from a pandemic buying frenzy. Case Schiller says prices were up almost 12% in March from the year before, with Phoenix, San Diego, and Bay. The Dow is down 26 points. This is CBS News.
Looking to hire? Indeed will help you speed up the process. They have 135 skills tests to help you find the right candidates faster. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Paint? No, Paramount isn't just paint. It's the #1 paint in overall interior hide and stain resistance, providing the most advanced protection in just one coat. And now you can get that same outstanding protection with our new Paramount One Coat White. This first of its kind One Coat Ready Mix White provides a beautiful white finish. You'll find Paramount paint exclusively at Menards. In third-party tests, interior paint plans versus super premium home center brand.
11% off everything now at Menards. Savings or mail and rebate. See store for details.
Before buttons, things were much harder, like starting an outboard motor, or even treating sleep apnea. If you've tried CPAP but struggle to get a good night's sleep, relief can be as easy as a button with Inspire.
Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside your body with just the click of a remote. No meds, no hums, just sleep. Sleep.com. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless they're ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role, but somehow ZipRecruiter manages to do it fast. Talk about magical. And right now, you can go to ZipRecruiter.com/trial to try it for free. ZipRecruiter looks with the right experience, like me, and actively invites them to apply to your job. ZipRecruiter knows you want more than just great resumes. You want brilliant people who can help your business shine. That's why they make hiring these people easy. But I'm just a majestic unicorn. Don't take my word for it. Listen to him.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
57 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Ian Williams. After reports of property damage and large crowds leading to the closure of Ojibwa Island to vehicular traffic earlier this month, more than $22,000 in security updates. New cameras from Advanced Business Communications will be similar to many others already used in municipal buildings and parking lots, as well as around the city in remote locations that have been hotspots for public dumping. Following the purchase approval, City Councilman and Buena Vista Police Chief Reggie Williams said, in order for things to get better on the island, residents will need to report bad behavior when they see it instead of allowing it to destroy a great public space.
If we are able to get good video of vehicles or people that are disrupting the turn that information into us or directly to our police department so we can preserve our parks and enjoy our time spent. I would stress that we are not considered snitching.
Alongside the camera additions, the city will be receiving an upgrade to its security video storage server and software. Over the course of the past several weeks, social media has been buzzing with ways to save the iconic Beans Bunny sign on top of the former Kleinberger grain elevator and bean packing plant, and members of Saginaw's Board of Education made it a point to address the issue this week. At the City Council meeting, WSGW's Rick Antonio has
Superintendent Dr. Lamont Roberts and Board President Charles Coleman joined Council during the virtual session to tell that while the new school development plan is still full steam ahead, the Neon Bunny was never at risk and that the board has been running ways to save the sign by everyone involved in the school design and construction process.
The Board of Education, since the beginning of this process, has recognized the value and importance of the iconic Saginaw Bean Bunny. All of our discussions with our contractors, our engineers, our supporters, and the owner of the former Fuji Bean elevator building have included the importance of properly removing and saving this sign.
Dr. Roberts added to Coleman's comments, saying that while the district has been making efforts to save the sign, plan voted on by Saginaw taxpayers and provide a community anchor for learning children all across the city. Following proposals for the new school, the Saginaw Historic Commission has ordered a study to be done on other options to save the sign and elevator building. Ricky Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News time is 10:07.
While we've been staying safe at home, scientists have been on a journey. The destination, a COVID-19 vaccine. This journey began decades ago with research into other coronaviruses. Scientists built from there with months of research and development, cooperation with other experts, clinical trials on tens of thousands of volunteers of diverse race, age, and health status. They arrived at a safe, effective vaccine, and millions in Michigan have already been vaccinated. But the next step is ours. We need to get the first vaccine available to us, keep wearing masks correctly, and taking precautions until we reach our destination, freedom from COVID-19, and getting back to the lives we love. Discover the facts for yourself at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
WSGW News time is coming up on 10:09. The Bay County Library System is implementing a new program to help increase children's early language development. LENA is a national nonprofit agency dedicated to helping accelerating language development in children from birth to age 3. Studies suggest a child's language development can help improve their cognitive, social, and emotional health, as well as close opportunity gaps. Funded by a CARE grant awarded by Hemlock Semiconductor through the Bay Area Community Foundation, provide free interactive talk and learning sessions between parents and children that pair with LENA's patented talk pedometer, measuring a child's language environment. The program will increase early language development in infants and toddlers, improving literacy proficiency in the Great Lakes Bay region, and help families build closer bonds through increased verbal interactions. Around 120 families will be served by the program over the next 2 years. Hemlock Semiconductor has awarded a fourth round of CARE grants to organizations in the Great Lakes Bay region through area community foundations. WSGW's
Michael Purcha reports. Bay County Library System, the Chippewa Nature Center, Underground Railroad of Saginaw, the Can Council, and 6 others. $100,000 in grants were provided to the organizations, bringing the total amount of funds Hemlock Semiconductor has awarded over the past year to $237,000. Grant winners implement projects which align with the CARE Fund mission to improve the vitality and quality of life in the Great Lakes Bay region communities. Applications for the next round of grants are due by May 31st. Anyone interested in learning more about the CARE Grant program and how to apply can find information at the Bay, Midland, or Saginaw Community Foundation websites. Michael Percha, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
ABC News, W Newsroom 752-0790. It's 10:11. I'm Ian Williams.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today with a high into the upper 70s, while winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for showers and thunderstorms here late. Mostly cloudy skies will see a low around 52. On Wednesday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, cloudy skies, a high around 69 degrees. And by Thursday, a chance for some rain showers here with cloudy skies, a high around 60. Friday, most high of 55. Saturday, sunshine, a high of 63 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Vuchitsky with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 56.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2, The Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show, sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-3900. The number to call for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Call Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 295-3900. This will be an open phone hour, whatever you'd like to chat about, Saginaw, Bay City, 752-6111, inside the state of Michigan, 866-790, WSGW. And if you are outside the state of Michigan, you can call 989-752-6111. Before we get into the calls and other topics, a little history for you, particularly sports fans, but this one goes back quite a ways. This is from April 27th, 1947, 74 years ago, dying of cancer, Babe Ruth said farewell to his fans at New York's Yankee Stadium. Again, this was from April 27th, 1947.
There's been so many lovely things said about me, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to thank everybody. Thank you.
The Babe Ruth at Yankee Stadium, acknowledging the fans, and one of his last public appearances, and you could hear it. You could hear it in his voice. All right, we've got phone calls waiting for us. And I'm not sure who the first caller is. Paul. Paul is in Saginaw. All right, Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, gotcha.
I wanted to ask your guest in the previous hour a question, but I went and researched it myself on the internet about the birds. And the question was, I asked the internet, I said, is there a direct correlation between the weed and feed applications on people's lawns and the disappearance of birds? And the short answer is yes, because the birds think the weed and feed granules are seeds. They eat and ingest them, later get poisoned, and later die. What do you think of that?
I have no idea. When I
do it, I use a liquid, so I didn't even think about it. So I don't know. So what do you think we should do?
The question is, well, if the question, even if the liquid gets on the lawn and the bird eats a worm or an insect, what comes up in that lawn, so the bird gets sick from that.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Well, what are you suggesting, Paul? What are you suggesting?
My answer is don't put any weed and feed on your lawn.
Imagine what we're all going to look like in a couple of years.
Well, here's the thing. Most people put weed and feed on their lawns because they don't like dandelions, because they think a dandelion is a weed. A dandelion is not a weed. It is a herbal food where they make dandelion wine, dandelion tea, and if you eat the yellow dandelion flower, a lot of people will have some of their allergies disappear.
All right, well, you can have my portion.
Well,
all right.
It takes 7 years for it to go organic after it's been applied.
Oh, so wonderful. All right.
You can't eat the dandelions for 7 years.
It'll be a lot longer than that before I eat them. All right, good enough, Paul. Thanks. Bye-bye now. All right, let's talk to Carl in Saginaw. Carl, good morning.
Good morning, Art. You know, actually, a weed is anything growing where it's not supposed to be.
Bingo.
A rose plant can be a weed if it's growing in the middle of your cornfield.
Yep, that's true.
So,
that's true.
You know, that's it's in your lawn and you don't want it there, and it's still a weed. But I called to talk about the bean bunny, and you mentioned that the Historical Society is recommending against taking down the elevator.
Yeah, they're looking to see if there's a way to avoid it.
Yes, well, with all due respect to the Historical Society, they don't want anything in Saginaw torn down, whether it has significance or not. They are against anything being torn down, so I'm not sure the ability that gives because they want to keep this up.
Well, they did. Let's clarify something here. They have not come out and said we want to keep the building. They've come out and said we want to study to see if it's feasible. So, so that's a start. But they really don't have a say because the school board has a contract with the owner of the building, and
I think the school
they would have to come up. They have, but they'd have to come up. If they wanted to save that elevator, they'd have to come up with a couple of things.
No, that's just not.
Well, they'd have to come up with a feasible plan for the school district, and they'd have to decide, well, who's going to pay for the maintenance of that building? Who's going to maintain the building? Who's going to own the building? I'm sure the school board doesn't want the liability.
No, it's just not practical. It's just we have to pick and choose which buildings we're going to save, not just try to save everything. So I think we need to be a little selective on that. But I wanted to ask you, you were listing different buildings that might be possibilities. And when you said the Second National Bank building, the Huntington Bank building,
all the same.
You said something, right, but you said something about, well, you know, like or is there some question about that building? I didn't.
There's a question about ownership because I understood that it was for sale. It may have even been sold, but I don't know what the plans are for the building. So when I said that, I didn't mean there was imminent danger to the building. I just mean that its future is unknown.
So Huntington does not own that.
They were trying to sell it. I don't know if they were successful or not. I don't know if the pandemic got in the way of that or not, but there was talk about they were going to refurbish it, talking about business condos and all kinds of things.
That is an iconic building.
No, absolutely. I would agree with you. Sure, absolutely.
That should be saved.
Yeah, absolutely. My understanding, and this again is all superficial understanding without any knowledge inside of it, is that they were asking a pretty penny for the building, more than somebody might want to pay for it. But then I don't know if they readjusted that or what. I know, I can only tell you this, one of the groups looking at that building owns a heck of a lot of property in Detroit. I'll leave it there. Now, I don't know that I don't think they bought it. Oh, absolutely.
Detroit is.
Yep, you can credit Mayor Duggan for a lot of that. He's a master at that development stuff. So,
yes, well,
listen,
sounds good.
You know what? One way or another, the city will survive with or without that elevator. But we do need that bunny sign prominently displayed someplace. Would you agree? You'd agree with that?
The sign, yes.
Yeah. So one way or another, it's got to find a good home in the city of Saginaw. All right, good enough.
And I really like the neon park they have down there.
Yeah, the only problem with that is, here's the thing, and I said this before, as a last resort, it's ideal, and I do like that. I like the fact that they have maintained and saved a lot of the old iconic signs. This one is different, though. This one is the welcoming sign to Saginaw, as far as I'm concerned. This one needs to be seen from the highway. And I would go so far as to build some kind of a structure for it where you have the bean bunny on top, and underneath it, it says, "Welcome to Saginaw."
Yeah, sure. Maybe out by, the new, I-75.
Maybe that's the place for it. Maybe that's the place for it when you're coming in Saginaw. I don't know. Certainly worth looking at, though. All right, my friend. Carl, take care. Bye-bye now. And the lines are open for you. Give us a call. We'll be back to talk to Mike and Shields when we return here on the Art Lewis Show.
Jim, I'm blown away at how many vehicles I see with the name Midland Ford on them. What's your secret?
There's no secret. Just good, honest people doing what we love, making customers happy. Those customers tell their family and friends, and people look at our low prices on the internet. It's spreading like wildfire. Many customers in and out of town.
Do you think you're selling more cars and trucks is because of Ford's current success?
We do have good quality product, but we also have a huge selection. Not just Ford products, we also have Chevy, Dodge, Volvo, Jeeps, and of course, those good old wood haulers.
What about financing, Jim? Do you have to put a certain percent down to buy Midland Ford Lincoln?
Absolutely not. We have finance options for everyone. People need not worry about that. They can depend on getting the best vehicles at the lowest prices with no gimmicks.
You'll be amazed by the outstanding selection. You'll be astonished by the incredible low prices. Stop out and see for yourself why Midland Ford Lincoln is your savings store. .com.
Wearing a mask is more than protection. It's a bridge to better days. The path back to celebrations with family. Nights out in the town with friends. Game days with your favorite sports teams. And the thrill of live concerts. But until we can all get the COVID-19 vaccine and build community immunity, which will take time, we all need to continue to stay careful. Because Michigan's recovery is depending on you, and so are your family, friends, and neighbors. Vaccinated, wear a mask, avoid large gatherings, and social distance. One day in the near future, we will all be able to put this pandemic behind us. But until then, spread hope, not COVID. Learn more at michigan.gov/coronavirus. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks open flat. Earnings news is flooding in, most of it encouraging, and the Federal Reserve meets today and tomorrow. There's news on the economy confirming that home buyers. The Standard & Poor's Case-Shiller 20-City Home Price Index rose nearly 12% in February. Microsoft and Alphabet, parent company of Google, report earnings after the Wall Street closed. United Parcel Service saw dramatically higher earnings in recent months. Business was even stronger than expected. Lyft is selling its self-driving technology business to a unit of Toyota. Tesla reported a record profit in its first quarter, though investors are looking at the stock's high levels, while Tesla faces an investigation into the crash of the Model S sedan in Texas. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Silva. Invested in...
Allstate is known for quality insurance, but you might not know them for low rates. That's about to change. With With Allstate, you can save up to 25% when you bundle your home and auto. You know what else you might not know? The chicken came before the egg. With Allstate, you can lower your rates, not your expectations. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
In most states, prices vary based on who you buy. Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company, and affiliates in Northbrook, Illinois.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
It's all about the nose. It's your air filter, the first line of defense against bacteria and viruses. If too many germs get stuck in your nose, guess what? You get sick. That's why it's so important to keep your nose clean, just like washing your hands. Nasal irrigation gets rid of germs by rinsing the nasal cavity, but neti pots are hard to use and, frankly, kind of gross. Now there's a better way to keep your nose clean and help your body protect itself. It's called Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction, mucus, bacteria, and viruses. Millions use Navage for fast, all-natural relief from sinus congestion and allergies, and to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage is easy to use, affordable, and comes with an absolute guarantee of satisfaction. You wash your hands and brush your teeth every day. Now it's time to start cleaning your nose with Navage. At Navage.com, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, Target, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life. On the next Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show, we'll win the Oscars. A nasty case of gout. And the award for best gout goes to
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning. Back to our phones on this open line edition. And Mike is in Shields. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Art. I'm on the board of directors of the Saginaw Preservation Society, and we're the ones that kind of try to preserve things in Saginaw, knowing full well that many things are not, even though they may have been significant, are just not,
preservable.
Yeah. And sometimes people own these places, and some people don't want them. They're tear down. The Parker House, for instance, was one of them. I just would look. That was a fantastic structure, on the corner of State and River Road there. 40. One going to Midland.
You're talking about the old music store, the old Grinnell's, the White House?
Yeah, and
it's called the White House.
Parker Brick House is the ones that built that, and that was a very significant. We'd love to preserve that, but somebody owned it and tore it down.
Yep.
But anyway, we've talked about preserving the sign and stuff like that, and incidentally, for that sign park downtown.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the Bean Bunny sign, and the problem is that part of the significance of that was the building itself. The elevator was significant, and where it was the ideal place, but, that is a very old building. It's very dilapidated. The elevator up there is really risky at best. And that is that's a structural steel framework for that bunny up there. So that thing is pretty hefty. Yep. It requires some real stuff to wherever it gets transported to.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. I understand the significance, the historic significance of the building and all of that, but the bunny was the thing. For me, when I came to town, I saw the bunny. That was the welcoming sign. I could have cared less if it was on the elevator or it was on a pole by itself. It was the bunny that was the attraction. So the elevator may be historic, but it certainly doesn't mean as much to the average person, I don't think.
No, but the problem is that building was why the bunny came about.
I understand that.
And so it's kind of a part of a I never thought that somebody would try to preserve that building. I don't know how they would do that. Incidentally, it isn't the Saginaw Historical Society that's trying to preserve the building. They formed a committee it was in the paper today.
Yeah, historical preservation or something like that.
Yeah, but it isn't us either.
No, it's not the society, right.
So anyway, and if we had to, it would be nice to build relocate it on a significant
And so it's not just a cheap project, and there's not a big pot of gold sitting around for that bean money. Yes, we were going to.
Well, I understood there was a pot to put LEDs on it, that there is money for that.
Yes, we started fundraising for the LEDs, but then that ceased when it became apparent that we weren't going to be able to do that because the owners of the building would allow us accessibility to it.
But the money's still there, isn't it?
Well, of course, there's money, but I don't think it's probably Tom Mudd could give you more information on that. I don't get into the finance part of it. I know that some things are really great to preserve, but I mean, for instance, one of the things that I thought was a tragedy was when they had the rubber mansion down there where Saginaw High was, downtown Saginaw. When they tore that down, that was one of the most magnificent structures in Saginaw, and they tore it down, and so things happen. I mean,
Life goes on.
Yeah, we have the Chrisley House, which is our ongoing project with a museum also, and that was the oldest house in Saginaw. And there's another one, I don't know if it's on Mesa. Anyway, it's very near where the Old Town Drive is.
Bottom line is you can't save everything all the time.
Oh, no.
That's the bottom line. No, I understand that.
Well, first off, it's not the Saginaw historical.
Yeah, we got
anyway. So,
all right.
We try.
Good enough. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike. Take care. Bye-bye now. We're going to go to Midland now and talk to Gus this morning. Gus, good morning to you. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, good morning, Art. I'm not sure if I'm off topic or if it's open phones.
No, it's open phones. Go ahead. No, it's open phones.
Yeah, so I've been listening to you talk about the vaccine passport and what people are thinking about doing, as far as letting people in that have been totally vaccinated. I had quite an allergic reaction to my first shot, so all of my medical professionals are telling me don't risk getting the second shot because you're, 80% vaccinated as it is.
Yeah, obviously, if there's a medical reason, obviously.
So how do you think that would work? What?
You mean in terms of you being vaccinated and how it would, I don't know. That's an interesting question because that's an interesting question. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's why I thought I'd bring it up to you and the listeners and see what people's input was.
Because I know the places that have relaxed their restrictions have specifically done that for those that are fully vaccinated. And that's the way they phrase it, fully vaccinated. I wonder, in your case...
So do I need a medical license?
Well, I don't know. I'll tell you what else I would go back and ask my doctor. You had the reaction. Which one did you get, Pfizer or Moderna? Pfizer? I would go back and ask my doctor if he or she thought that the Johnson & Johnson vaccine might be better for you because it's an entirely different vaccine. It works a different way. And it may be that you could get that one.
Yeah, and that all their input was I would stay away from any of these vaccines.
Well, then
consider it something that's mixed with, right? And in order to find out what that is, I got to get all three of the.
Well, J&J is different than the Moderna and the Pfizer. The whole thing is different. The structure is different.
So,
but yeah, listen. The bottom line is you follow your doctor's advice and not worry about the rest. There'll always be ways around it.
Well, all right. Appreciate your time, right?
Good enough, Gus. Thanks for calling. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, let's take a break, and we will be back with more on the Art Lewis Show.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, you can expect access to care as soon as you need it. Just call our customer service team for the help and information you need. You can also schedule appointments for checkups or routine care for you. With Blue Cross, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/seniorcare.
Bader & Sons Company is your local John Deere dealer. We are here to help you farm Michigan. We offer replacement parts like filters, belts, and hoses for your equipment. You'll find them in-store and online at greentractors.com. With John Deere's Good, Better, Best parts program, combined with our trained parts pros, we can help you find the parts you need. Count on us to provide the service your equipment deserves in our 10 service shops or in the field. Let Bader & Sons Company show you why we have the service and the parts at the right price.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are back with some killer deals. Tons of half-off deals going on right now from Cafe 1-3, the Frankenmuth Aerial Park, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, Beer Garden, and High Country Jumpers. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. Hello, I'm a unicorn. Yes, one of those. Everyone's trying to find me, but most can't, unless there's ZipRecruiter. If you've hired before, you understand it's quite hard to find a unicorn. You know, someone who's perfect for your role. So how does ZipRecruiter do it so quickly? ZipRecruiter's technology matches your job up with the right people for your role and invites them to apply, so you get brilliant candidates fast.
For free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Can you say that the windows in your home look modern? Can you say they are energy efficient? Does the company stand behind the product you buy? Well, yes, you can. If they're Anderson windows. Anderson windows let the light and air in so your home looks great and feels healthy. Whether you're working at home or relaxing, Anderson windows transform your home in new and unexpected ways. Anderson is the #1 trusted and recommended window brand. Stop by today and see why. Anderson windows are sold and serviced at Vassar Building Center. See us in our new showroom at 1071 West Saginaw Road. For more information, visit Vassar Building Center online at bbcinc.com.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now. But if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't wait. By phone, online, or in person.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer. When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
It's a dangerous time in big cities like New York, LA, Chicago, San Francisco, and more. Now, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax TV exposing the truth in his series, Cities on Fire. Watch Rob Schmidt tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern and see his Cities on Fire special on Newsmax TV. Now on all major cable systems. Get Newsmax free on smart TVs, Roku, Pluto, Zumo, or YouTube. Or tap on your phone and start watching. Newsmax is real news for real people.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
Hi, we're back with you here at WSGW. I understand on our stream feed, we're having a bit of an audio issue today. We're working on it. Also, a question about incentives for vaccines. Apparently, there is a proposal, and this proposal is in West Virginia, to provide a $100 savings bond to people who get vaccinated. Of course, the president the other day said companies should afford time off, paid time off for individuals to get vaccinated, and if they have a reaction, they should be paid while they're down. To which I asked, gee, are we going to incentivize everything in the future? If you want somebody to do something, the only way you can do it is to pay them to do it instead of what's right? I mean, I understand the need to get people vaccinated. Don't misunderstand me. But I'm concerned about some of the ideas, you know, this pay-for-play kind of notion and what it could lead to permanently. Every time something comes along that we have to do, we put our hand out and say, okay, how much you paying me to do it? Nah, I don't buy that. Larry is in Saginaw, so let's go there. Larry, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Hope you are too.
Well, I got to tell you, my wife Bonnie got me listening to your show, and this is the first time I've been compelled to call you, but this is about the bean sign.
Sure.
I'm 53 years old, and I could always remember, I always knew I was in Saginaw because of that sign.
Yep.
And I hate to see that sign go away. However, what if they made a frame out of aluminum and put the LEDs on it? Wouldn't that make a lot more sense?
You mean rebuild the sign? Right. Duplicate it in a lighter material. That may be the answer. I mean, who knows? That may be what happens.
I mean, it seems like they're always complaining about the weight of the sign and, you know, the significance of the weight after putting it on a building or a pole or whatever. But if you made it out of aluminum, it's going to last a lot longer. And it's going to be a lot lighter.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. The question still comes up where you're going to put it, but it would be easier to find someplace probably.
Well, we were thinking like maybe the bank downtown that's been here for eons, or one of the other historic buildings there, corner, or in that vicinity, because it is true, it is a landmark.
Yep.
And I personally, being my age, would hate to see something like that just disappear.
I agree with you fully. Absolutely. Very good.
And your other thing about the COVID vaccination, I agree with you. Do we have to give somebody something to do something every time we turn around?
Yeah, that's what worries me.
That's not the way we grew up.
No, that's for sure. You did it because it was the right thing to do.
Exactly. Now, if you want somebody to do something, you got to pay them. That don't make sense to me.
Well, it's the world we live in today, unfortunately.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Art.
Yeah, thank your wife, Bonnie, for me.
Well, she's listening for sure.
Thank you, Bonnie. All right, take care, guys. Bye right out. And let's talk to Gene in Saginaw Township. Gene, good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning, Art. Good morning. We're talking a little bit about historical projects this morning, and I thought I'd call and ask the question, whatever happened to the Potter Street Depot project?
There's been, you know, it's funny you brought that up because just the other day I heard somebody mention that, you know, and what the future may hold.
I haven't heard anything about it in years.
No, there hasn't been anything about it. I mean, it's been quiet. You know, they had the active group that really was raising money to restore it.
Is that the Historical Society that Fuller recalled this morning?
Well, that's the Historical Society at the museum. No, it was an independent group.
Oh.
But I know that there were a lot of local individuals involved in that station, but I don't know that they have ever been able to raise the money needed to bring it back, and then what they do with it when they get it back. There's been discussions over the years, but to me, you know, it's a shame to see an old structure like that simply rot away. Well, something ought to be done.
Building.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful building, and it's good. My grandfather was a railroad engineer, and he took a lot of excursion trains out of that depot. As a young boy, I used to go on those excursions to Manistee and other places in Michigan and so forth. So I got into that depot a lot when I was a little kid, and but I haven't heard anything about it, and I wondered if you had heard anything about it.
But I'll tell you what, we'll go on the hunt and see if we can find some information.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, Gene.
Have a great day.
You too, my friend. Thanks. Bye-bye. And let's talk to Tom in Bay City. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you this morning?
Doing well, thank you.
I tuned in a little bit late. Was there any discussion about how that rabbit came to be the iconic symbol?
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Well, my mother would tell me the story that she was with Phil Rudolph Alfred, and they were watching Houdini at one of the theaters, because I was the temple of the old Michigan Theater, and she was thrilled with that rabbit that he pulled out of the hat, and CNN told her dad about it, and the rest is history with the Times. That's the story that I was given as a young child.
I think it related to the company on the elevator to Jack Mall, but the name of it now.
Well, anyway, the reason I called is I had my COVID shots, vaccine, back in late January, middle of February. My last one was the 19th. I had 2 of them, the Pfizer shots.
Yep, that's what I have.
And I tested positive. I was going to do a thing with a group of people here a couple of weeks ago, so I thought, out of politeness, I'd go get tested because it was closed, it was free, and So I got tested, and I tested positive.
Wow, really? But no symptoms, huh?
No, because, and I've learned so much since then, because I checked with nurses and doctors. My family was screaming at me to go get another test, so I went in to Rite Aid and got another test, and that was positive. So, and I pretty much knew that was it. So I left quarantine for a couple of weeks. But they told me a couple of interesting things. One is that people who get the vaccine should continue to wear masks and all this. And the reason that they don't have a lot of people testing positive after they get the vaccine is people who get the vaccine don't go and get tested. And they'd like to build that database and see how many people test positive. The other thing is you're going to be a carrier and you're just going to be giving it to other people and you don't know you've got it.
Yeah, well, that goes on anyway. With or without the vaccine, that was true.
No, that's true. But with the vaccine, if you're asymptomatic, you don't know you've got it.
Yeah, I understand that, but a lot of people, even without the vaccine, a lot of people have been asymptomatic, but they're carriers. You're absolutely right about that.
True. This thing that really I'd never heard before, and I was told, I said, well, should I get these a test after my quarantine is up? And they said, no, because you're going to test positive for up to 90 days. And I said,
really? Didn't know that.
No, I didn't either. And I said, so what you're saying is I could have been infected after my last test was like late or early March. I said I could have been infected any time after that, still testing positive, and yet now, because I tested, you're going to tell me to quarantine for 2 weeks. And I said, why? And they said, well, because that's the policy.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Quarantine often gets tested, but you might have been infected a month before.
There are going to be some new rules come out today, so it'll be interesting to see what they say.
I don't know. But anyway, I just had one of the few, and I thought I'd share that with you.
Good, appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
You too. Bye. Take a break. Come back. We'll get to Chris and Saginaw when we return.
School is in session at Spartan Pools. Join us for Pool School at Spartan Pools on May 6th at noon and 6 p.m. or catch our Facebook Live at 3 p.m. Taught by professionals from BioGuard and Spartan Pools. If you're a seasoned pool owner, a new pool owner, or if you're even thinking of owning a pool or spa, then Pool School is for you. Coach receive 15% off BioGuard pool chemicals. BioGuard, guarding more than your pool. Join Spartan Pools May 6th at noon and 6 p.m. Sign up for Pool School at SpartanPools.com. Limited seating available. So, what do you think? Nailed the custom cabinets.
And the countertop is perfect.
It makes the space.
I'm in love with my kitchen again.
Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design makes your dream spaces a reality with custom cabinetry and a variety of countertop options like Corian, granite, and quartz, offering both in-store and in-home personalized consultation. We're with you from inspiration to installation. Your dream space is just a phone call. KitchenandBathGallery.com.
United Financial Credit Union wants to help give you a fresh start this year with our balance transfer loan. With rates as low as 4.99% APR, it's the perfect time to bring your high-rate loan balances to us, and we will help you consolidate them into a low-rate balance transfer loan. We're here to help you improve your financial health with credit report reviews, balance transfer loans, financial counseling, credit rebuilding options, and so much more. Call, click, or stop in to transfer your high-rate loans to our balance transfer loan today and receive a gift card of your choice. Not a member? Why not? It's never been easier to switch accounts and join today. Visit our website for details.
Annual percentage rate. Some restrictions may apply. See credit union for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing level.
If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you that running a business is tough, but you might be making it harder on yourself than necessary. Like QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. It's time to upgrade to NetSuite. Stop paying for multiple systems that don't give you the information you need. The spreadsheets are the old software you've outgrown. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Everything you need, all in one place instantly. Whether you're doing $1 million or hundreds of millions in revenue, save time and money with NetSuite. Join the over 24,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Let NetSuite show you how to benefit your business with a free product tour at netsuite.com/radar. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
Is that swing to go? Yes, he did. That's the end of the day. That's a strong finish for Spencer Turnbull. His 5th strikeout ends the 6th. The Tigers play 7:50 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you here on WSGW, and go back to our phones now. Chris is in Saginaw. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Art. The question.
GW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day's going well for you, wherever you might be. Yeah, we've got some sunshine out there. Not all that bad of a day. Temperature-wise, a whole lot closer to late spring. Right now, we're at 62 degrees at the airport, 65 at Radio Center, 59 downtown Midland. Downtown Bay City is looking at 63. We have a west breeze, just barely. A very nice day, 29.81 and steady is the barometric pressure. You'd think a day like today, the high pressure system would be a lot closer to us and the barometer would be up there as well. Not so much the case. We have a high pressure system that's moving away from us to the northeast of us. And then we have a low pressure system currently situated over Nebraska, South Dakota, moving into Iowa. It's got a warm front in front of it, almost right straight east of the low. And that warm front is moving up through the state. Southern Michigan, we're seeing a little bit better as far as temperatures go. Detroit, this hour is reporting 67. Flint is at 68. Howell is at 69. And then you take a look over on the southwest corner. South Haven is right now at 70. Kalamazoo is 71. Benton Harbor at 73. They definitely will hit the 80-degree mark before the day is all done. We're seeing some hazy sunshine in a few spots. For us, it's mostly just plain old sun. As we go through the afternoon, we are going to be watching a chance of some precipitation move through the northern half of the lower peninsula. I really don't think we're going to see much of anything here in the Great Lakes Bay region when it comes to precipitation. Maybe over in Michigan's thumb, and that's going to be real late, close to sunset, if at all. The majority of the precipitation is going to be ahead of to the north of that warm front. And by later this afternoon, that warm front is going to be moving way up into the northern 25% of the lower peninsula. So the straits in the upper peninsula back into northern Wisconsin, they're going to get some rain shower activity, some thunderstorm activity, and that's going to be around for them for at least a day or so anyway. As far as precipitation is concerned, by the time everything finally settles through, it is going to be very spotty. We're looking for low pressure number 1, which is the one we were talking about, to move across the northern tier of counties, the northern third of the lower peninsula. And then there'll be a cold front, a weak cold front, that will drop down behind that low pressure system and move through the entire lower peninsula. What that will do is give us some precipitation. But the precipitation flow right now is being diverted off to the east, as we mentioned yesterday, so we're not looking for any heavy precipitation. If we pick up maybe a quarter of an inch, that's going to be it for not only later on tonight and early tomorrow morning, but late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. We're not really expecting much at all. The second low pressure system, though, is the one we're keeping our eye on, because that one is going to influence our day starting late Wednesday night and into the day on Thursday. It's going to knock our temperatures down even more because that low is going to be tracking along the Ohio River Valley. So we're going to be on the north side of that low, the cooler side. So our temperatures, we're looking for pretty close to 80 degrees tonight, 70 degrees tomorrow, and then 57 for a high on Thursday. And that's the reason why the temperatures are going to be doing what we're thinking they're going to do. So the best chance of getting measurable amount of precipitation, a nice shower, and possibly even a nice thunder shower, will be late Wednesday night and during the day on Thursday. Not saying that we won't get any before that. It's just that it is going to be less ground coverage, a whole lot spottier until we get into the early morning hours on Thursday and during the day on Thursday. So temperature wise, as we said, 80 degrees today, 58 for a low tonight. Sun will set this evening at 8:34, rise tomorrow morning at 6:33. Definitely cooler tomorrow, 70 degrees, but sun and clouds. That low pressure system will be crossing northern Michigan. So the chances of precipitation will increase late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night for the Great Lakes Bay region and then areas to the south. Our low tomorrow night will be 45. And then on Thursday, 57 for a high. Clouds, showers around, a system in Illinois. That low pressure, the second one, is going to be moving into the Cleveland, Ohio area by late Thursday afternoon and into the evening hours on Thursday night. Our low on Thursday evening will be 40. Then partly cloudy skies on Friday, 56 for a high, 33 for a low. So it does appear as though Friday night, once again, we're going to have temperatures down in that middle 30-degree range. Some of you might even be a little cooler than that. Long-range outlook to take us all the way through the 10th of the month, though, is for our temperatures to average above for this time of the year. Precipitation values to be pretty close to average for this time of the year. Record high in this state is 85. That was set back in 1938 and tied in 1990. The record low, 25. Set way back in 1904. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Rick Hollister is standing by, and he's all buckled up and ready for the roller coaster ride. Rick joins us in a moment, but first, this reminder, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. You know, whether it's this year, last year, this fall, the headlines in agriculture are always about the markets and the weather. Don't let Mother Nature give you sleepless nights and ruin your life. Wiki Crop Insurance in Chesaning is ready to secure your future and let you sleep well at night. Rest easy knowing that Kyle Byron and Wiki Crop Insurance has you covered. You can call him toll-free, 888-845-7916. or go online, wikicrop.com. Fast, reliable, and thorough. Wiki Crop Insurance. You can depend on them. Along with me, Rick Hollister. You didn't sound too winded when I talked to you before I went on the air. But this has been quite a marathon, and it's been going in all different directions, hasn't it?
Yeah, what a wild ride, Terry. It's we take the limits up for the corn so that it can trade because of our limit up trade closed yesterday, and we traded another 40 or 50 cents higher at one point. At the moment, we're up 24, pushing over the $7 mark. It does feel like taking those limits off has allowed the corn market to kind of get where it needed to go to start to shut part of the demand down, which is not what we always like to have happen. Long-term effect is not good, but for the moment, with rain being taken out of the forecast in Brazil again, and drier forecasts, and some dire reports of their yield estimates because of the lack of rain there. We've really reduced the corn stocks around the world. We see importers shifting to wheat heavily. That's driving the wheat market back higher again too. With corn right on its heels price-wise. So what a wild trade. And what I wouldn't want growers to do is expect that we're just going to keep going up like this day after day. Can't be sustained forever. So, but it's going to get bumpy. Like you said, we're going to need to strap it on and get ready for a real bumpy ride this spring, with each weather forecast. We did see some 30-day last half May outlooks that showed the western belt continued to be a little bit below on precipitation, Terry, even though the first half of May looks like it's normal. So the weather forecast for the U.S., if that stretches into June, that I think that's what the market's going to try and trade until we get our crop planted and pollinated here. So it's going to be really choppy.
So right now on the board, what have we got?
Old crop corn at Hemlock is $6.65. New crop corn for fall delivery at $5.28. Old crop soybeans at $15.55. New crop soybeans are $13.11. Old crop red wheat at $7.15. New crop red wheat at $7 even. Old crop white at $7.26. New crop white wheat at $7.10.
Do you really think we're going to see any wheat get worked out this spring?
It feels like price is really going to keep chasing here. So I think as good as the crop has looked, it's difficult to go in and tear it out. But market's trying to find some corn acreage and bean acreage too here. So I don't know whether we'll tear up any of this good looking wheat or not. If any of it looks stressed, I suppose guys will certainly be tempted to. But input costs are the offset. The things have really went up too on that side.
Oh, that's right. Rick Hollister, thank you. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. A little bit more as far as what the markets are doing. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by the folks at Bader & Sons Company, a John Deere dealership with 10 stores from Southeast Michigan all the way to the bridge. The Bader family proudly supports farmers and growers through this and other agriculture and lawn and gardening efforts. To learn more, go to greentractors.com. And by Quality Roasting of Reese, makers of Exceller Meal since 1991. That's a high bypass soybean meal that maximizes your dairy herd's production. For more on that, just contact your nutritionist or local feed dealer today. Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. So give them a call for a quote today. Morning, Doug.
Good morning.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, new highs across the board. No sellers to speak of. ADM had hit a new high on their earnings today, Archer Daniels, and they mentioned that they're looking to get less exposure to the ethanol business, as in sell a few of their dry mills and back away from fuel ethanol. So that's interesting. With the price of corn going high like that, you got to wonder what they're thinking, and if they're thinking, what the future is for the ethanol business. But who knows? A new high on copper also hit almost $4.50 today. And I checked the price of Romex with one of my electrician buddies. He says $185 for 250 feet, and it wasn't very long ago it was $50. So that kind of tells you a lot. Anyway,
yes,
here's your numbers. Here's your numbers. The May corn is 702 3/4, up 22 1/4. The December corn 571 3/4, up 3 1/2. The May soybeans 1571 3/4, up 2 3/4. November soybeans 1359, down 3 cents. The May wheat is 741 1/4, up 1 3/4, and December wheat is 741 1/2, up 1/2 penny. Crude oil, well, the Saudis were at it again, talking about restraining production and all that, so they got her up a little bit. 62.40 on a barrel, that's up 49 cents. Heating oil is 189.81, that's up 1.5 cents. Gasoline is 201.19, up 2.2 cents. Natural gas 299.7, that's up 6 1/4 cents. The U.S. dollar gets you $1.2397 at the border. That's up 2 ticks. The yen is at 108.54, up 46 ticks. The euro is at 120.77, down 6 ticks. The dollar's at 90.91, up 10 ticks. Gold's at 17.80.50, up $1.30. Silver's at 26.41, up 20 cents. Platinum's at 12.56.10. That's up $11.
All right. Okay. How's the phone calls been going, Doug?
Everybody's setting pat.
Yep.
if they had fear, they've already expressed it. So
bringing out those poker skills right now.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Don't blink.
Nope. Not at all. Doug, take care.
Okay.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. When we return, Chuck Lipstrew will be joining us.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center. We're more than a custom paint store. We have everything you need. From carpet to lighting, it's all here. With quality and satisfaction guaranteed. Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Since 1959, count them, that's 62 years, Northeastern Paint Supply has been serving the Tri-Cities. We have the most knowledgeable staff in the area, offering you the highest quality products in the industry. Benjamin Moore Paints, Hunter Douglas Blinds, Quazell and Kitchener Lighting, Flooring from Flooring America, fireplace doors, gas logs, and custom-made rugs. It's all here under one roof. Northeastern Paint Supply, Saginaw and Bay City.
Northeastern Paint, Home Decoration Center.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor Parts. New parts for old tractors, whether you've got an Alice Chalmers, a Case, a Cockshut, a Ford, International, John Deere, Massey, Minneapolis, Moline, Oliver. They keep a warehouse stocked with new parts for old tractors. Tune-up kits, electrical components, carburetors, rebuild kits, manifolds, mufflers, sheet metal, lights, rims, steering wheels. Yeah, you get the idea. They've got it. 800-234-3280. That's the number. Or go online, steinertractor.com. We say good morning to Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association. Chuck, it looks like the season of growing cones has finally made it to Michigan.
It has. And believe it or not, there are some roads being fixed out there. There's actually there's a pretty substantial investment going into road and bridge and highway repair here over the next few years, starting this year. And this week, Terry, is National Work Zone Awareness Week. Good reminder to watch out for those workers, and when you see cones and signs, to slow down and pay attention. Unfortunately, we lost 5 workers last year in Michigan in work zone incidents, and at least another 15 driver fatalities and almost 70 injuries, and it goes on. So it's certainly some scary stuff when you think about what can happen in those work zones if you don't pay attention. So this is our opportunity to work together and amplify work zone safety here this week as construction season kicks off.
You know, that's a very interesting statistic, Chuck, because last year it wasn't like our roads were trafficked the way they normally would be. Traffic was way down, and to have that many injuries and deaths, it's kind of surprising to me.
Well, I think it's an important opportunity for all of us to think about over-the-road safety. I know it's a big part of what many of your listeners think about, but we can all remind ourselves, slow down, don't go too fast, don't look at your phone. Sometimes I'm as guilty as anybody else, but really try to make an effort to keep your eyes on the road. And working together, we can all stay safe this spring season. And those construction workers out there on the roads and highways are very important to what we do, and want to make sure we keep them safe, just like we always encourage people to watch out for ag equipment rolling around this time of year. Want to make sure those road construction workers are safe too.
That brings up a really good point as far as agriculture is concerned. People really need to be aware of the slow-moving vehicles out there. It's that time of the year, and these vehicles aren't getting any smaller, are they?
No, they're not. And, you know, I think in a lot of parts of our state, Terry, people recognize that when a big piece of ag equipment is rolling around on the road, it's for a reason. It's not just something people are out there doing for fun. It's one of the leading drivers of our economy in the state, especially in small towns. And, I think there's an appreciation for that. But, obviously drivers can get a little frustrated behind some of those pieces of equipment. So we always do try to, remind everybody to be safe and be careful and give those pieces of machinery some space during these busy times of the year.
Chuck Lipstrew, you take care. All righty, we'll talk to you again.
You too.
All right. Chuck Lipstrew with the Michigan Agribusiness Association. Jerry Samalski joins us in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present the future. Sevia fungicide from BASF.
Looks like a liquid.
Well, it is. Does it have any buttons or screens? It's a fungicide.
What's the battery life?
No batteries. But it is built from the ground up to navigate the ever-changing regulatory landscape and provides longer-lasting residual control. Experience the future with Sevia fungicide. Always read and follow label directions.
Along with me, Jerry Samalski. Jerry, anything we should be looking at right now?
Yes, Terry, we should be looking at Arbor Day coming up. Arbor Day is a great time. We'll talk about the history tomorrow, but Arbor Day is all about planting trees and making sure that we're aware of the eco-services that trees do for us. They provide wildlife shelter, they stabilize the soil, they turn carbon dioxide into oxygen, they sequester carbon. All those huge trees are full of carbon, so they help out with the environment as well. So Arbor Day, tree planting, really start thinking about it. If you got room, let's get a tree in there.
Hey, there you go. And again, more on all of that tomorrow, okay?
Yes, sir. We'll talk a little bit about the history.
Hey, there you go. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Steve Anderson joins us in a moment.
Hi, I'm Steve Cook from the Cook GM Superstore Ambassador, and I've got good news, better news, and the best news. The good news is that despite record low inventories across the country, we still have Equinoxes, Blazers, and Traverses in stock. Better news is that we've got lots of Equinox, Blazers, and Traverses arriving all month. And the best news is we'll let you reserve one even before it gets here. Check these out. You can keep your cash. That's right, 0 down, lease a Traverse starting as low as $294 a month. Keep your cash and lease a Blazer for just $249. And would you believe Equinoxes with 0 down are now only $215 a month? So don't hesitate. Get out today while you still have a choice. That's Cook Chevrolet Buick, M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Payments based on 36-month GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. $644 on Equinox, $749 on Blazer, $845 on Traverse due at signing. Call toll-free or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Better mark this telephone number down, 989-894-5531. Yeah, treat mom to a great meal at Krejak's House Family Restaurant. Give that number a call and reserve your table. Now, if you're going to have Mother's Day somewhere else and you got to supply the food for mom, 989-894-5531. That's 894-5531. They'll take care of all the food for you. Krejak's House, corner of Cass and Michigan on Bay City's south side. We say good morning to Steve Anderson at Baird & Company. Steve, what's going on the market right now?
Well, the markets actually look a little bit mixed, with the indices being slightly lower with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. That's down just about 7 points, putting it at 33,975. Volume there is 297 million shares. The NASDAQ is down by 22. That puts it at 14,117. Volume there is 401 million shares. Locally, we've got Caterpillar down 87 cents at 229.69. Deere 380.98. That's down 53. We've got CMS at 63.68, down 27. Dow 62.61, up 41. DuPont 76.67, down 26. Corteva 49.12, that's up a quarter. GM is 58.73, up 52. Trinzio 63.03, down 39. We've got Walmart 138.60, ahead by 69. We've got Home Depot 322.14, up 215. Huntington Bank 15.31, up 11. TCF 45.59, up 28, and AT&T is ahead by 17 cents, putting it at $30.74.
Steve, you take care. Have a great day, okay?
Well, I thank you. You do the same, sir.
You betcha. Steve Anderson over at Baird & Company. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil, where they will take your diesel to another level. You do get more power, cleaner injectors, maximum lubricity, year-round protection, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with Diesel Guard Supreme Plus from Valve Tech Petroleum. Available now at Foster Blue Water Oil. Just get a hold of your local Foster representative or go online, fosterbluewateroil.com. Tomorrow, we're going to be broadcasting from the Vassar Building Center. They're having their grand opening sale going on all this week. Whole lot of fun, brand new building. Lots of folks out there to have a good time and save some money at the Vassar Building Center. So come on out and see us. We'll be back at 12:30 with an update. Now we join radio stations all across the country by playing our national anthem.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Steve Kathan.